At the last round of the AMA Pro ATV Motocross Championship, a championship challenge comeback began as the 88 of Joel Hetrick rolled through the pack early to win Moto 1 at the Tennessee ATV National at Muddy Creek Raceway. After a tough start to the season with a knee injury, the Pennsylvania native was looking for an overall in Moto 2. Veteran John Natale got out front early on the number 13, but was soon overtaken by the defending champion Chad Wienen. Wienen had finished third in Moto 1, and as the riders battled behind him, Hetrick was able to recover to a second place and posted his first overall win of 2016. Can he make it 2 in a row? Stick around. AMA Pro ATV Motocross is next.
Well, fans in Indiana definitely know a thing or two about speed. We're going to show you some of that today. Ironman Raceway, Crawfordsville, Indiana, presenting continuing coverage of the X-Prox ATV Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing, presented by CST Tires. I'm Jason Wygant. Ironman Raceway been hosting cross-country events for ATVs for over 20 years, but only turned into a full-time motocross facility about 3 years ago, and the riders absolutely love it. We're about an hour outside of Indianapolis. Huge crowd going to be here to watch a track that offers huge jumps, perfect traction, but also potentially some mud. When ATV motocross rolls into town, you can almost count on killing whatever drought you might have. There's almost always rain in the forecast, and that is apparently going to be the case today. Let's get an idea on how today's race is going to shape up. We'll talk to the Ironman, John Natale, who's been at this for a long time.
Really excited about the track. I've been, I wasn't able to ride last year. I was hurt, so, these guys got a little bit of advantage on me. They were able to ride a lot of this stuff last year. There's a lot of big hits here and a lot of technical stuff here at this track, which is what I usually like. So I'm real excited to get out there and get on the track and see what happens. I'm sitting second in points right now. Second through fifth, it's only separated by about 4 points. So everything's really tight, and we gotta get a win here and maybe try to pull in on the leader and see if we can't shave off some of the points out of his lead.
And the man that Natale and everyone else are trying to catch is this man, Chad Wienen, your defending series champ, who once again, through consistency and speed, has the early points lead. Let's check in with Chad.
Looking forward to this track. This track is amazing here. It's in the Midwest. It's like a hometown. It's like a home race for me. A good following from my hometown and people around the area. And there is a little weather possibly in the forecast, but yeah, we are leading the points lead, and we're just focused on getting our good starts and hitting our marks all day, and clean race, and get back up on that podium, and see how the cards lay out at the end of the day.
Well, before the rain comes, let's get these quads out on the track. We'll have qualifying action. You'll see just how fast and just how high these guys can go. Stay with us.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics, and by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Welcome back. It's the Ironman National just outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. Crawfordsville is the town. Chad Wienen and the rest of the boys going to show how fast they can go as they not only try to learn the track, but also get gate picks figured out for the motos later. Indeed, the rain we thought we were going to get, we have gotten it. This is Joel Hetrick, who won our last race. Never afraid to air it out. This is the uphill triple known as Godzilla. Be interesting to see if these things remain jumpable even as the rain comes down and makes the track slick, and now it's coming down in a hurry as you watch John Natale. Yeah, still airing it out. And here's Thomas Brown, always a factor for the podium and always gunning for the win. If Hetrick and Wienen make an error, he's always the guy that's right there to try to get in it. Josh Upperman on the 20. Hey, Nick Janusa on the 15. Janusa, young kid, seemingly getting faster every week. A couple other riders to watch. We try to put the spotlight on them all. We got the 422, David Hogsma, 77, Nick Moser. These two have shown speed. If they get starts, they can battle the big boys for a while. Sean Taylor, Cody Jansen, some of the guys flying the privateer flag this weekend and trying to make a name for themselves. And look at this time. Hetrick comes out and takes the Fast Qualifier Award. Those results brought to you by CST Tires. Let's get the machines washed up and get set for the first moto. So they go to work with Hetrick's number 88 machine, try to scrape the mud off first and try to improve the setup so we can go after his second straight overall win, and he needs the points. He's got to finish in front of Wienen today.
Last year here at Ironman, I think I qualified first in the first moto. Second moto, I ended up crashing in the mud. This year's starting off a lot better though. I'm first in time qualifying. Track's awesome. Got a little weather for the second qualifier, but I still rode pretty well. I don't know what the times were, but I'm ready for a solid 2 motos, and hopefully the rain holds off.
Well, yeah, then it did rain there. You saw the end of that practice session. We'll see if the track is held up. Doesn't matter. Time to go racing. Stay with us.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics. And by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Bad scramble on here. A shocker in the pits. Your defending series champ and points leader Chad Wienen has damaged his machine. Watch, he's up ahead. Big time case of this triple. We talked about how big that jump was. Rear suspension completely collapsed. Looks like they got that thing fixed as he actually debriefs with some of his rivals, Hetrick and Natali. And as if the last second machine prep wasn't stressful enough, the mud has officially sunk into this track. So it is going to be a rough one. Let's go racing. And how about that? It happens all the time in racing. Chad Wienen with the odds stacked against him, fixing the machine, barely gets to the line, grabs the whole shot. You saw the Rocky Mountain ATVMC onboard. That's third place. Jeff Rastrelli as Wienen tries to get away. Josh Upperman in second. Love the look of Upperman's Root River Racing, the retro package on that Honda. He also threw some roost back at Rastrelli. And already the only clean machine on the racetrack is your leader, Wienen, who doesn't always grab hole shots, but he does it when he needs to on a rainy, muddy track like this. Look at how beautiful this facility is, the way this track has turned out. We have great dirt. It can actually handle a decent amount of rain, but we're just about to get past that saturation point. You can see they're not really slipping and sliding around too much yet, but I don't know how much longer that's going to hold up as Wienen continues to lead. Watch out for Hetrick. He's trying to make the move. He's got Thomas Brown and gets around him. So Rastrelli has lost a bunch of ground. He's gone back, and Hetrick has made up some, going to third and bringing Brown with him as they're going to try to attack Josh Upperman. And credit to Upperman, he has not allowed Wienen to get that far away. Hetrick looking down, trying to avoid taking the mud straight to the goggles. And he's going to have to deal with that mud coming off the rear tires of Upperman, because Upperman's taking the good lines, and he's a guy who's always gotten good starts, so he knows how to ride a wide quad to make it difficult to get around. Heading back uphill, same order. Wienen, Upperman, Hetrick, Brown. Then Rastrelli through the rollers. Oh, Hetrick off the side of the track just trying to find an opening, and it pays off. What an aggressive move. He had to do it, had to pull that trigger. Actually, that was an explosion. That wasn't pulling the trigger, that was pulling the pin. So he goes up to second, and he still has a shot at catching Wienen because, as we had said, Upperman was running a good pace in second, wasn't holding those guys up. Wienen wasn't getting away. Rastrelli is back on the 728, trying to take the measure. Oh, and runs right into the back of Thomas Brown. Third, fourth, fifth right here on your screen. Great racing. A lot of times as the track gets muddy, the racing gets a little worse. There's only one good line. The riders can't see, they can't pass, but that has not been the case here. It has been awesome. Chad Wienen actually pulling away a bit. Hetrick so strong getting into second. Wienen, he just looks so smooth out front. That's how you got to ride in these slick conditions. Again, not a full mud bath race, but certainly enough to keep these guys on their toes. Oh, now Hetrick's starting to roll up. Close in on Wienen. This is the battle we always want to see. These two are so spectacular when they hook up. And it's about to happen as Upperman is dealing with the attacks of Thomas Brown. Oh, Hedrick right there. Gonna use an outside line. This is where he made a pass earlier. Sets him up on the inside of the next corner. Not gonna work. Then Wienen has the inside of this next turn. Hedrick still trying to make the outside lines work. Out jumping him, using the momentum to his advantage. Wheel to wheel in the mud here in Indiana. Hedrick still gonna try to make it work. To the outside again. Holds the line. Can he take the lead? No. Great racing.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs. And by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics. And by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Spectacular action here at the Ironman National. ATV Motocross, Thomas Brown! Hold on to that thing! Woo! He got bucked sideways, swapped, and actually grabbed traction. I don't think where he expected it. He went off the track faster than he was on the track. That could have been a disaster if he'd hit that tree. Rastrelli taking advantage of that, trying to make the pass. I can't believe Brown has recovered as well as he has. I'd be pretty darn scared if I was him. Will he yield to Rastrelli here? Yes, Rastrelli makes the pass. I don't blame Thomas Brown one instant. He was going really fast and aiming right at a tree. Managed to get the thing turned, but I think he's shaken up a little bit. Chad Wienen, just as soon as he took pressure from Hedrick, able to pull back away. It's all about track position here in a muddy, rainy day like this. Look at the difference in how clean the one machine is compared to the 88 of Hedrick. You can't even tell that it's an 88 on the red machine. And this battle for fourth continues to rage. Don't count out John Natale, who's in it right there as well, in fifth. Wienen and Hedrick still battling for it. A little further back. Oh! Outside line for Thomas Brown. Didn't pay off at all. He actually couldn't get out of that corner cleanly, couldn't do the jumps, and that allows John Natale to take advantage on the inside. And look, Brown, he's totally covered in mud. He can't see. The goggles are gone. Oh, this moto has gone downhill for him in a hurry. Rastrelli, this is Natale fifth, and that's going to push Thomas Brown further back. Hedrick is back, challenging Wienen again. So critical to try to get this moto win. They pay championship points in every moto. There will be a second race today where he could conceivably come back to win the overall, but he needs to try to beat Wienen in every single moto this year. Hedrick started the season off with a big crash at Daytona, hurt his knee. Is he ever back to 100% or what? Keeps giving Wienen a look, but cannot make it happen. And now time is going to be running out. Oh, Natale loves the inside of that right-hander and takes the spot away from Rastrelli. Hey, it's the Ironman, and it's Ironman Raceway working out perfectly for him. And the battle for the lead continues to rage. The Wienen Motorsports Yamaha, Fly, Maxxis, Walsh Racecraft back machine up front. Hedrick right behind him. Backed by Maxxis, Elka, and Liquid Wrench. And I think the vision has just completely gone away for Hedrick. He came down for that jump. He's operating by feel right here. The previous jump, he was looking down. Can see nothing. And that's the advantage Wienen got. He needed the whole shot. He did it. And with a lap to go, it looks like the big man from Galena, Illinois, has this one tucked away. Hedrick, I think he's just out of vision. He had that one line that almost worked for him, that outside line. But Wienen, a veteran, knows how to counter it. Gonna come down to it again. Outside in. Not enough room in the exit. What a race, though, between these two. Oh, man, I thought it was over, but Hedrick has not given up. Closing right back in on the champ. He's gonna come down. He's got one more shot in this corner. He's gotta be clean coming out. Oh, just too much mud. Can't get the traction. Checkered flag coming out. Hedrick gives it another effort. Too little, too late. And I told you the vision was gone. They've got to flush those eyes out. While Chad Wienen, look at that. A-OK on the podium. Now rack it up for moto number 2. Sun has come out. That actually might make the conditions tougher because the mud will be stickier. It looks nice now, but just wait until we drop the gates. Jeff Rastrelli with our Rocky Mountain ATVMC on board. Joe Bird, that gate for the number 7 did not work out. This one did. Joel Hetrick, SSI Decals Whole Shot Award for him. Upperman with the Rocky Mountain ATVMC on board. Upperman got a 3rd in Moto 1. Man, the track has turned out great. Forget that sticky mud. It is almost perfect. Oh, and Hetrick able to air out the Godzilla uphill triple. And you can see Godzilla himself is there to watch the riders jump it. They have to jump back downhill into the valley. Thomas Brown, much better start in his second moto than the first. And honestly, a much better start than usual. Starting second, and Nick Janusa. Yeah, good to see the New Jersey native there. Like I said at the top of the show, these young kids like Janusa, they can run the pace. Give them a start like this, it'll be a true test. We're on board with Upperman. The Rocky Mountain ATVMC camera looks a lot better when you don't have a mud moto. Hetrick trying to get away, and the obvious question is, where is Chad Wienen? 7th place. There he is, center of your screen. So your defending champ has got his work cut out for him. This might allow the overall win to slip away and give it to Hetrick. But right now, it's the points run. As Hetrick leads Brown. Hetrick's so comfortable with these big jumps, even able to scrub and almost whip the machine at times. It's kind of his trademark style. Wienen trying to roll up on this battle. Upperman and Natali right in front of him. Then the Janusa and Brown battle. And they have all gotten into a big pack. There it is. Your leader, Hetrick, all the way on the right. Then everyone else close. What happened to Thomas Brown? Oh no, the rear suspension on his machine has collapsed. We saw trouble for Chad Wienen in qualifying. So now Janusa, golden opportunity for his best career finish. AGX Designs, Maxis, and Walsh Racecraft helping out Janusa, who's going to be dealing with a heaping helping of pressure from Jeff Rastrelli. Rastrelli on one wheel on the exit of that corner. Well, you can see why he was so determined. He wanted to get to the inside, and he did. He takes the spot from Janusa. So Rastrelli, the Floridian, ahead of the New Jersey native. Hey, Janusa. Now he's going to fly Godzilla right behind Rastrelli, try to pay him back. Janusa comes up short on that double into this corner. That's going to give Rastrelli the breathing room he needs. How about Thomas Brown? Wants to score points, so he's going to run this moto without rear suspension. Just trying to cling to something. Hetrick checking out. He's got this one under control. Rastrelli pretty far back there. Has cleared Janusa, but here comes John Natali. Challenging Janusa for 3rd. Another run up over Godzilla. Here's Natali. Natali in the Baldwin Motorsports Fly Racing machine, doing everything he can to try to get a podium position. And remember, Chad Wienen is still out of the podium spot, so these guys are going to keep hustling, and maybe they can hold the champ back as Hetrick tries to get away.
ATV Motocross Racing brought to you in part by Prox Racing Parts for all your hard parts needs, and by RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready. Amsoil, the first in synthetics. And by CST Tires, where passion meets the ground.
Chad Wienen trying to make up positions and points. It's Nick Janusa. He's trying to take over 3rd from. Oh, Janusa, a little mistake, and that opens the door for Wienen. They're all a long way behind this guy, Joel Hetrick, who's rolling to what looks like it'll be a 2nd straight overall victory, 2nd in Moto 1. You win Moto 2, you're going to win no matter what. What he would hope is that Wienen does not finish 2nd for championship points purposes. At least he can make up a little ground. So Wienen has cleared John Natali, he has cleared Janusa, and now he's looking to get Rastrelli for 2nd. Look at Rastrelli digging hard into these corners. And Rastrelli doing a good job. Wienen is closing the gap, but not as much as you would think. Rastrelli doing a good job, and this could all pay off for Hetrick. Oh, now the champ's starting to close in a bit more on Rastrelli. Rastrelli had a podium earlier in the year. Another mistake out of the corner. Rastrelli backed by JB Racing, Goldspeed Tires, and Root River Racing. Can he hang on with a lap to go? So pivotal in the championship. Wienen will not be able to win today's overall, but he could gain championship points if he makes the pass, and he does. That's a championship ride. A terrible start, but Wienen has done what he needed to do. He will tie Hetrick on points for the day. Won't win the overall, but no damage in this series. And how about that? On the right side of the screen, Thomas Brown was still cruising. Still trying to just put in laps and score a few points despite the collapsed suspension. Hetrick wins the Moto for the second week in a row as the overall winner in ATV Motocross. Let's talk to him.
You know, I got a 2-1 today for an overall. The second moto was great. Dasa motor hooked up. Max's tires gripped off the start, and just ripped the start. Led every lap, never looked back, and good day for me. 2-1. I didn't lose any points, didn't gain any, but you know, we're still in the hunt and ready for high points. See you there.
All right, good day. You know, we started out pretty rough. We had went for a jump and shorted it, and man, it held us back a little bit, kind of bummed us up a little bit, and had some work to do. You know, I had my work cut out for me that second moto and battled all the way to the end, and ended up getting second place and 1-2. Great day here at Ironman. We're looking forward to the next one. Thank you.
Came out in the second moto again, and I didn't have the best start, but we salvaged a pretty good spot coming on the first corner, and Nick Janusa was riding really good those first couple laps. It took me a couple laps to get around him, and once I did and moved into second, I just kind of rode a smooth race, and it was a good day for me. Just being back on the podium is an awesome feeling. I had a rough couple rounds these past couple rounds, and it just feels great to be back up here. I just want to thank all my sponsors and fans for coming out here, and we'll see you at High Point. Thanks, guys.
Shout out to Josh Upperman and Nick Janusa, also in the top 5 overall today. Here's your AMSOIL race recap. Muddy first moto, big hole shot for Chad Wienen. There are some battles going on behind him. John Natale moving Jeff Rastrelli out of the way. Joel Hetrick catches Wienen on the last lap. That's how close it was at the finish. Here we go. Moto 2 under much better weather conditions, and this time Hetrick gets to start. Great battle between Rastrelli and Nick Janusa in a fight for the podium. It would have been a podium for Thomas Brown, but his rear suspension collapsed. That's not a lowrider flat track setup. Late in the race, Chad Wienen making moves. Janusa makes a mistake, and then he would track down Rastrelli. This is a last-ditch effort on the final lap to get to second in the moto. In the end, Wienen and Hetrick both have a first and a second on the day. They tie in points, but the tiebreaker is the better second moto. That's 2 in a row for Hetrick. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for watching, and congrats to Joel Hetrick, our winner.
That's going to wrap it up here at the podium.